Hey everybody, some more Shogun 2 for the Samurai campaign footage for you. Online avatar campaign, that is. Um, so we are against Teju on a medium funds battle on Jinkokudani Valley. I think that's how you say it. Uh, my army, I've got 2 Yari keys, 1 carbine cav, 3 spear levies, 2 Tosa riflemen, 2 black bears, and a parrot gun. So the idea was I was trying to introduce the range to this particular army with the Toaster Riflemen and the artillery. Uh, but I was feeling a bit despondent when I was playing this because I'm not doing a very good job. I don't really understand this game, if I'm perfectly honest, and I get a bit frustrated with it. So this time I just put our artillery at the back, deploy it normally. I check out the range. It's got a clear line of sight, so I think that should be fine. Uh, we've got our Yori key and our carbine cavalry hidden in the woods by the artillery. And then we've just got a line of all our riflemen and our spears. Just putting everybody in a skirmish, I think, or guard mode. I'm just looking at this point to look at the terrain to see where to go. There isn't an archery dojo. I should probably have pushed for the workshop, but I don't have a very impressive front line, so I didn't really want to do that. What I was going to do was just kind of, not camp, but just kind of sit back and defend, but I thought better of it. So this guy has Imperial Guard Cavalry, White Bear Infantry, Black Bear. I think he's got 3 White Bear and 3 Black Bear Infantry, an Imperial Guard Cav, a Yari Key, and a General that we can see. I believe this guy's a 7-star bronze, maybe? I can't remember. So he's pushing forward quite heavily, quite quickly. So we decide that we should move forward to try and engage him to take the fight away from our artillery. I'm just not very good on this game at all. I still don't understand terrain or micro particularly well. So getting a little bit frustrated with it because I don't know how to do it. So I make a bit of a mistake here where I think that I can move forward and my units will still be able to fire, but I'm just unable to judge the terrain at the minute, and it nullifies half my line because of where I stand. So that's a great big mistake from my part. So artillery starts firing. We start getting some casualties on his Black Bear front line, but not a huge amount. So he's flanking round with his Imperial Guard Cavalry and his Yari Key. So again, I try and line up to a position where I thought my units could fire, but it's not quite. So my Parrot guns are at least firing and getting some kills this time. Now, on the radar, you'll see 2 Yari Key have come out of the forest on my left, his right. I didn't even notice that. I did not spot it at all. I think I was too busy microing and messing about my artillery that I didn't even see it. And not being able to zoom out is absolutely killing me on this game. I think he's going for my artillery, but then he sends one of his guard cavalry. He sends his Yari Key towards my artillery, which isn't too bad. But then he sends his guard cavalry just into my line, and that gets a good volley off into the side of my spear levies. So we counter with our cavalry just to try and. So it's got 85 reload, that Imperial Guard cavalry. It's crazy. So we rout his Yari Key quite quickly. But at this point, on the left-hand side, his cavalry's into my line, and I don't even notice. So they've routed a unit of my Tosa riflemen. And I try and get my spear levy in, but I was very slow to react to it. My general's getting some shots off, but I don't know how much effect that's having. So here on his left, he's got 2 Black Bear, which he's engaged my rifleman. He's come at me at an angle, so he's got the advantage on my right flank. And also here, some of my Black Bear aren't firing. My Black Bear on the left aren't shooting because of where I've positioned them. So he's outnumbered my right flank. The units on my left flank aren't able to fire. My spears don't do a very good job of killing his cavalry. So we're just trying to react now. We tried to push our Yari Key round to his right flank, but it's too little too late at this point. He's got the numbers advantage in this terms of the fight. My spear levy starts routing for no reason. I don't think it's been shot at. So we try and get our Yari key round and into his bodyguard and on the back of his lines. That doesn't work. He's got suppressive fire, which has done a number on my black bear at the front. His Yari key, just for some reason, will not die, will not rout. Mine go immediately when they get into melee, yet his stick around forever with no increased unit at all. Uh, no increased morale, I mean. My carbine cavalry and my general, my carbine cavalry routed. My general is doing his level best to get some skills. And now he's just pushing forward because he's got the numbers advantage. He's routed my entire right flank. Carbine cavalry is trying its level best, but we can't do anything about it. The Ari key that went for his general has died. The Ari key that went for his white bear has killed about half of them, but is now routed and is being shot by his general, who has ridiculous statistics courtesy of the archery dojo. And here we're shooting, but we're not going to do enough damage in time. Our carbine cavalry, as soon as this flank gets overwhelmed, our carbine cavalry will just rout. As you can see, he's got some very good black bear infantry. Our spear levy on this left flank, we try and charge it down to get it into the fight, but again it's too far away. And this spear levy that's coming back from routing, we try and throw that in, but it isn't going to make a difference. We try and put our artillery firing into the units he's got rushing towards me on this side, but that's a desperate move. At this point, he's got the numbers advantage. He's still got a general. He's got quality units. And it's just a matter of time before he surrounds me and kills me, really. So we'll just watch my tragic demise. So he was a very aggressive player. What really did it was I completely missed his cavalry on the left side because I wasn't paying attention to the minimap. I was messing around with my cavalry, and I can't zoom out, and it frustrates me so much. And the other point is I lined up in a stupid place that nullified half of my army and left me unable to, unable to respond to his, to him rejigging his line, basically. So yeah, so I was really quite frustrated with how I played. I think I made some bad macro decisions and some even worse micro decisions, even worse micro decisions on that particular map. So yeah, so we're going to come back for the results. Okay, so I both deployed 1,170. I lost 819. I killed 609. He lost 625. He killed 805. So for the unit statistics, my parrot guns got 103, my black bear 98, and my Yari key 85. For him, his black bear 143, his Yari key 107, and his other Yari key 97. So yeah, it was a good game. He had more infantry than me. He had no artillery, but mine didn't seem to do all that much damage. Well, he did 100 kills, but for 1300 kill per unit, it wasn't too good. My 1300 Tosa rifleman, you can see at the bottom there, got destroyed before it had a chance to do anything. So it was a big waste of money. So a good game, well played, and we'll have a look at the next one. Okay, so second battle, medium funds, Sakura Ridge against Your Walnuts, who's a 5-star bronze, which is one above me. I've got one extra Yari key. So basically I've got 4 Yari key, 1 carbine cav, parrot guns, 4 black bear, and 2 spear levies. I didn't know what artillery was going to do on Sakura Ridge. I thought I'd bring it because when I played on Usul Plains or whatever it is, Usul Pass, someone's Armstrong guns were able to just like arch over the map and mess me up. So I figured maybe mine would do the same on this. Still not really understanding artillery. Excuse me. But that didn't really work. But again, we'll see. Okay, so we can see that we've had two retainers played against us. One to reduce our cavalry's effectiveness and one to make our our fatigue resistance lowered, I think. Okay, so the way we're going to line up... Oh my god, I'm so sorry. We're going to put 2 Yariki in the forest on each side. Just a line of 4 Black Bear at the front. Our general, our pirate guns at the back, we're just going to unlimber them where they start and see what they can do. One spear levy to protect the pirates, and one just at the back. So this is how we're going to line up. And then we are just going to charge forward for the archery dojo, see what we can do. Carbine cavalry on the left. So I typoed good luck, have fun, because I'm a moron. And again, there we go. Okay, so now we're gonna move forward. So you can see he's got a lot of line infantry and some katanas. So I hope my pirate guns would start firing, but they don't. They just sit there. It's not quite in range of them anyway yet, so that would be not too much of an issue, but I don't know. So not much early action going on. We just so as we can see, this guy's a kind of a, I think he's a leadership. Yeah, it's kind of a leadership pistol gen. So at this point my pirate guns aren't even trying to fire, which I didn't really understand because I don't understand this game or artillery, but there we go. So we've almost made the top of the hill. It says it's going to fire, but its aim's blocked. And then you can see that on my right, his left, he's brought out some bow key. And then on the other flank, he's brought out one bow key and one Yari key. I didn't realise that one of my cavalry had popped out of the woods at that point. So you can see those guys. So our lines were firing while he's still manoeuvring, which is good, but I don't know if our lines are, I don't know what the optimum sort of rank is in terms of units. Is it 3, 1? I've no idea. 3 deep, 2 deep, I don't know. But again, fighting around the archery the dojo seems to have a much bigger effect on me than it does on him. So I'm just trying to see what his cavalry's up to. So again, because of I've got a more compact line, less of my troops are able to do anything. So like most of my units aren't firing, whereas his are going apeshit. What I didn't realise at the time, because you probably noticed I didn't spend much time examining this guy's lineup, is that a lot of his units are just the white Tiger Force. So they're the quite cheap. Oh, a bit of lag. So they're the quite cheap infantry that I could have just beaten quite easily, I think. So my artillery's opened up on his cavalry on his right, my left. I decide to send my cavalry in because he's dismounted 2 of his and was catching the buildings, so I decided to send my cavalry in. I send my spears in to try and attack his swords and use my carbine cav to kite at his katana catchy. I don't know how expensive Boki is, but take his down quite quickly because we catch him off guard. He's routed one of my Black Bear infantry. The carbine cavalry going into the back of his Shogatai. I think he's routed out other... So you've seen that that's 4 or 5 white Tiger Force. I think that was this, I can't remember.
Your general is under attack.
So we're trying to get the Shogatai to stop it getting to our lines, but we just can't kill it quick enough. So we're going to have to try and countercharge it with a spear levy to keep our useless artillery safe. So even though he's directed some of his fire... It's all white Tiger Force, with no reload skill or anything, yet somehow it must be my position or something, but it outdid my lines. So here we can't stop that show guitar unit. Oh, he's got one heavy, hardcore infantry unit. I forgot about that. So we finally routed his cavalry on the left side, so we're trying to send those guys into battle. Our Yariki got into his general, but between that and the White Tiger Force, they're somehow being held off. And our Yariki got into a White Tiger Force, but he's been shot by another White Tiger Force, so wasn't able to do anything. Our Carbine Cavalry is still just putting fire into him. Our General's having to stand off with 3 White Tiger Forces, we can't do anything. His Marine Infantry routed my front line. His Shogutai still haven't routed, are into my artillery now. But they've routed 2 of my spear levies and my artillery. They finally go there.
Damned lily-livered cowards! Your men are running, sir.
The Yariki that went into the General and the White Tiger Forces routed. So you can see that 1 elite infantry and a spam of cheap guns seemed very effective there. He brought some bows that didn't really get off the ground. So again, I was very disappointed with my performance there, because it's another terrible macro decision. We unlocked a forage party's retainer by chance. So for me, I deployed 1260, I lost 960, I killed 901. My opponent deployed 1672, he lost 912 and killed 942. So the kills were much closer, but he brought a lot more men. So again, usually my tactic, bring in more men. I'd given up on the cheaper units because they never seemed to be that effective. But perhaps I'm just using them wrong. Maybe with an elite infantry it kind of sorts them out. So the unit statistics, you can see for me, my Carbine Cav got 179 kills, very nice. My Yariki got 121 and my Black Bears got 119. My artillery, again, did nothing. For him, his elite infantry got 264 kills, his Black Tortoise Force 120, and his Shogutai 118. So, yeah, there you go. So he's just brought a hell of a lot of weak guns that just held me down and routed my lines, whilst his elite infantry and cavalry did a number on my flanks and mainline. So good game, well played, and we're going to come back for the next battle. Okay, so not going to go into too much detail here, because really I'm only including this because I'm trying to put every battle that I have in. Daisetsu's and Basin, I've gone for the same army I went for before, except I've got a 150 range Tosa rifleman and no carbine cavalry. Daisetsu's and Basin has a nice big straight bit down the middle, so I thought the artillery would be great, but as soon as the match started, we got all set up, all G'd up and ready to go, and as soon as we started, the host left. So a bit annoying. So I got a province retainer and clan information. I also nearly leveled up because AA Armoured was as an 8-star bronze, and he dropped, or it quit. I don't know what happened, but he didn't play. So yeah, so I've just included it as a record that it happened, and this is where I got like 900 XP from. But no, it's like 280 something. But yeah, so nothing happened. So on to the next battle. Okay, so for the final battle for this video, we're on Ikinora Village, medium funds against Kikuchido, who's a 7-star bronze. The army I've brought is exactly the same as the last battle. I've got 4 Yariki, 1 Tosa Rifleman, 4 Black Bear, and my Parrot Guns. Ikinora Village, quite flat, quite open. Outside of the outside of the map's very hilly and foresty. So this is how we choose to line up. We put our... again, they've put the archery dojos in the middle. So we thought that'd be quite important. I just dropped my artillery where they stand. We just line up our Black Bear and our Riflemen. Well, let's just skip this a little bit, try and get, because it's quite a long video. Oh, I can't.
Sir, The enemy has Gatling guns.
So at this point, I was lining up, and then I heard that, and I was like, oh, shit. I haven't played against Gatling guns. I've never even seen them. I've no idea what they can and can't do. So I thought, at this point, I'll be a bit cagey then. I've got my cavalry on either flank. I'll hide them. And what I'm going to do is, because I didn't know what the range was, I'm just going to pull my main line behind my artillery and wait and see what happens. So, at this point, we say we're ready, and we're just waiting for our opponent. So we'll come back when the battle starts. So yeah, I just realised that's a mistake. It isn't Tosa Rifleman that I've brought. It's one of those Kihetai or something. Basically, the morale-giving elite infantry, the first tier unit. Not Tosa Rifleman, my bad. Okay, so we started, and immediately I'm worried because I can't see his Gatling guns, so I don't really know what he's doing. So you can see from his line, he's got one Shogun, so he's got a Melee Gen, White Tiger Force, Kihetai, Tosa Rifleman, White Tiger Force. He's got a Shogatai and a Kyoto Police, and a Bodyguard, which looks like a melee pistol gem. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, well, I know that Gatling guns are about 1700 Koku. He's got two 1000 unit Kokus, and then some very cheap units, so I wasn't sure if he'd have much hidden. I figured he'd have at least one or two cav somewhere, so I played it a bit cagey at the start. I didn't really want to go forward because I didn't know what the range of the Gatling guns were, but then I see that he's just pulling back into the forest up to that red line, so I was a bit like, oh come on, what are you doing? Expected me to just charge uphill into his Gatling guns, which annoyed me immensely. So at this point, basically, I sort of waited it out a little bit, and then decided to I thought like, well, he's not going to come down when I see him moving all his infantry back. I can't see his Gatling guns. I'm just going to send out one cavalry to capture the key buildings and get the timer going, and just wait for him to come to me, basically. So we'll come back when that starts happening. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm just moving my artillery further forward and trying to shelter it behind one of these little buildings here. And I want to move my line forward, but I don't know what these Gatling guns do. So I move them forward, but not very far. Yeah, just to get a bit of distance closed. So the first thing I do here is I send my vanilla Yari key just up into these woods here to see if I can lure out his Gatling guns. Bear in mind I don't know what the range or anything is, so I just thought I'd see if I can entice him into shooting me. That doesn't happen. Okay, so we're moving our Yari key on our left flank to capture the shrine. We've manoeuvred our Yari key on the right round. I just want to see if he's got anything hidden, try and lure out his Gatling guns, if I can at least see where they are and what they can do. Might give me an advantage. I know he's going to have got something hidden in those woods, but we're just trying to lure that out. So I'm dismounting the Yari key over there to capture the shrine. And then at which point I pull my other Yari key from this side of the map out to capture the, what's it called, farmhouse, and I move a unit of Black Bear up to capture the archery dojo. That might not happen immediately. Okay, so we've dismounted our Yari key by the farmhouse, and we're going to start capturing that. Now this is when we move a Black Bear forward to try and lure out his guns / capture the dojo. And we've sent our Yari key on our right flank scouting up through those woods, and we get damned ambushed by our damned enemy, damned it, sir. And he gets a good charge off downhill with his Yari key, which kills ours in prolonged melee, because he got a good concentrated downhill charge and mine didn't. Turns out to be his only cavalry unit, so nothing to worry about. So I get a bit braver now, and I just think, sod it. I'll push my Black Bear up and capture the dojo, the archery dojo. So what I'm nervous of is trying to get this Yari key back on its horse and mounted and everything.
Lily-livered cowards! Your men are running, sir.
Before these guys come down and get me. And we just about capture the farmhouse in time. And then we try and line our units up to get a decent charge off so we're not going at an angle. I don't think we do this very well because we lose a lot of men in this charge as well. So he loses... So I lose 15 men in that charge, he loses about 7. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong there, but... I think, oh, he may have played the retainer to make my cavalry worthless, I can't remember. It doesn't look like he has. So at this point we're capturing all the key buildings, we'll have nullified his only cavalry unit, and he's not made any move to come and get us so far other than this cavalry charge, which we've won. So... yeah, so we'll come back when something happens. Yeah, so at this point he starts responding to the fact that I've taken the farmhouse by moving his general forward. Sadly for him, it's forward into range of my artillery. And whilst he's moving, he's not in that much danger, but he, for some reason, stops moving. I don't know if he thinks he's covered by that hill, but our artillery gets some good volleys off into his general. Here it comes. And it's just like, oh dear. So it only kills 4 men, but it basically draws him into having to attack me. And what we kind of do is we hide our Yariki behind this farmhouse to get his general close enough for us to have a go at him. So I think we get another artillery barrage off, but I don't think it kills anybody. I thought we were covered, but I underestimated how quickly these general units can fire. So at this point, he's going out of range. I don't want to hit my own units, so I just turn the firing off. As an aside, I cannot wait for Armstrong guns, but there we go. So I tried to manoeuvre my cavalry, but it isn't really working. And I take a few casualties there. So to counter the range he's got, I pull my general forward to get into a kind of general pistol fight with him. He then ends up going up on this hill and then running away. So at this point I've captured all the buildings, and he's got 8 minutes 20 to come and do something about it, basically. I still haven't seen his Gatling guns, still don't know what they can and can't do. So I can see some of his units are mobilising at the back of the map, so he must be on his way out. I pull my other cavalry across the map to stop him flanking this side. I probably should have kept them hidden and moved the units from the shrine, but he pulls his general back anyway, and nothing happens really. So we'll come back when something else does kick off. So at this point we can see he's moving all his units forward. So I haven't seen his Gatling guns. His Tosa riflemen are about in range of my Parrot guns, but I'm not quite sure. I should have saved my ammunition probably. So we've got a general and a cavalry unit, which should be enough to take care of these units. And these guys, they don't take any casualties from that volley. So we just leave that alone. Sorry, I can't double speed it because I've... again, this is another one. I had some issues with my mic this time for some reason, and it didn't record my audio. It recorded all the game sound, but not what I was saying. So this is a Fraps recording I'm watching, not a replay, so I can't double time it or anything. So I'm sorry about that. So our Parrot guns are still firing. We get a hit on him, and he takes a couple of casualties. He's only lost 5 men, but his morale is now red. So they're very nearly breaking. I was wary of his 150 range, otherwise I would have sent some units in. So at this point, the rest of his lines have come forward. So I put the increased accuracy on my arms, on my Parrot guns, and retrain them on those guys. I probably should have been a bit braver with my general. So here I tried that flak shrapnel round, but it didn't really work. So he got him that time, and he took 21 casualties. But it's only to his White Tiger force, so not much going on. At this point, I think I tried to target his more expensive Shogatai, which got 21 melee attack and 27 charge, but I'm not able to hit them with my artillery. It keeps going behind them, like so. So yeah, we'll come back when he's in position. Well, I guess at this point something to say. I do move my line forward to try and counter where he's going to come from. I want to try and keep him off this farmhouse as much as I can. And again, my artillery's still firing, but it isn't really hitting anything. Right, and then finally, after what feels like an eternity, he reveals his Gatling guns. We see them on the map for the first time. And we check them out, we realise that they're only 250 range. So all of a sudden we're not really that fussed. It looks like he wasn't doing the thing where you can... Apparently I was reading about something where you can go into first person with your artillery, and apparently it like bugs or cheats and you can extend the range of it. But he didn't do that, thankfully. So what I've done is I've pulled both the RE keys I've got on my left flank, and I'm just going to charge them both into his Gatling guns while my artillery is firing at him. We get another shot in, but I don't think we hit anything. So we're getting our line in order to support our cavalry, which is our general. He's still got the Tosa riflemen on that hill, but they don't come out. So he's spotted my cavalry charge towards his Gatling guns. He's obviously relying on them to win the game for him. Medium funds, it's a lot of money. So he sends his general to counteract my cavalry charge. But fortunately, because I've got 2 cavalry units, I send 1 Yori key into his general and 1 Yori key into his Gatling guns. At this point I was quite excited and worried because I thought we might see them, but they didn't do anything. It said hidden units, I didn't know what had come sneaking out. I think it was his rifleman. So he doesn't even get his Gatling guns into position. And we get our cavalry in. He may have got a couple of shots off. I saw the ground shaking, I don't know. Our artillery is still firing into his line. Would make it more accurate. Retarget. We kill his general and his Gatling guns. We're in good position with our cavalry. We've probably got the infantry advantage. We've got all the dojos. And then he decides to rage quit. Good stuff. So we can see a rather silly little overview. Deployed 150, lost 91, killed 154. He deployed 960, lost 154, killed 91. I unlocked another retainer. Gun crew drill, so I've been pretty lucky with the drops. For me, my parrot guns, my Yari key got kills, and for him, his Yari key in general. And that was it. So, a fairly mixed bag of gameplay there. I lost 2. One person disconnected before it started, the other person rage quit. I don't agree with that guy not bringing range artillery. I think Gatling guns would be better on a smaller map. 250 range isn't that impressive on a map like that for people who I think personally are almost certainly going to bring artillery. So that made our general 5 stars. We'd levelled up. A bit despondent. I still don't understand this game or what's good terrain, how to line my units up. I don't understand what good macro choices are. So yeah, so 1-2 lost 2. Didn't really deserve to win the third one. The guy dropped. Outplayed the guy in the last one due to a macro decision on his part to not bring anything, to not bring any serious artillery. I don't really understand his decision to hide at the back with Gatling guns, because my guy overview said your opponent has Gatling guns, so it told you they were there, so I don't know. Anyway, so good game, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.